Hi, I am Rishikesh Karai. Today I will be explain about what is React component and its implementation. Developers write more than thousands of lines of code for developing a single page application. This application follows the traditional DOM structure and making changes them was a very challenging task. If any mistake found, it manually searches the entire application and update accordingly. The component-based approach was introduced to overcome an issue. In this approach, the entire application is divided into small logical group of code, which is known as components. A component is considered as a core building blocks of React application. It makes the task of building UIs much easier. Each component exists in some space, but they work in- independently from one another and merge all parent components, which will be the final UI of your application. Every React component has have their own structure, method as well as API. They can be reusable as your need. For better understanding, consider the UI as a tree. Here, the root is the starting component, and each of the other pieces becomes branches, which are further divided into sub-branches. Components are independent and reusable bits of code. The serve the same purpose as JavaScript function, but work in isolation and return HTML. Components come into two types, class-based component and function-based component. In the how to create a first component. When creating a component, React component, the component's name must start with uppercase letter. So I will be created one class-based component. So creating import React from React and create a component. A class component must include extend.react.component statement. This statement creates an inheritance React component and gives your component access to React component function and then return. Then is class app. I will be creating app create component extend React dot component. I will be created one component and it's render. It requires a render method, so I will be creating render. Okay, and then I will be return the component return h2 tag uh, h2 tag in the return and hi I am class component component so and export default component. I will create an app component and it's export to default and in index I will be import app .js file and app component in app.js. So uh, it will be written hi I am class component. So Here, some second one is function component. Same example as above, but created using function component. Uh, a function component also returns HTML, written in HTML, and behaves much same way to class component. But function component can be have written using less code, easier to understand, and will be prefer in this. Okay, I will created one function component, function app app component. I will be created, and I will be directly return, not render. It will be not render method. Yes to tag. I'll hi. I am function component components. Okay, it save it and run it. It will be printed I am function component. So, and it is also export to default component. And second one is re-rendering a component. So example of re-rendering a code. Okay, re-rendering re-rendering method I will be show in function component. So okay, first of all I will be import React DOM, React DOM from React. Okay, I have written same as React DOM. Sorry, directory. CLNT client. Okay, return. I will be created one function variable cost root equal to React DOM dot create root, and it will be document dot get element by id, document dot get element by id, and it's root in bracket root, and root will be render dot render, rendering in function component app. Okay, and if I save it, it will print and